Hi, my name is Sam Brotman. I'm a teacher I teach middle school math in New York City. I was teaching in Israel for the past year, so I was living there and teaching. And before that, I was at Jeb Stuart in Jacksonville. I'll start with if I had one wish, and that would be to be able to travel and see friends and see family kind of that are spread out all over. I feel very far away from a lot of people, and I miss seeing them. To get into this issue, so I am Jewish. I'm coming from that perspective. I'm coming from living in Israel for the past year, but I do not identify as pro-Israeli because I've left Israel with more questions and more confusion over this entire really, really complicated conflict. And so my answer to you isn't any answer, and it's just a jumble of my thoughts that you can kind of take what you want from it. So while I was there, I went into Palestine or West Bank or whatever you choose to call it, and I actually felt so safe there. I loved it. I loved the culture. I loved the people. It was really, really an amazing, amazing place. And I taught students who were Palestinian, and I taught students who were Arab Israelis, and I had friends of both. And from the people that I've talked to while I was there, the social activists and the leaders on the ground in both areas, what I learned is that there's no issue from person to person. For the most part, they all get along. They all have the same fears. They all are worried about their kids growing up with this conflict. And they get along and they work together, kind of like your average person there. In my mind, what's caused a lot of the tensions to be way higher and what's caused this conflict to really seem like there is no answer that's going to happen right now or anytime soon is politics. Politics has divided the people even more and has made it really difficult. From my perspective, I think that that's really difficult because they're not the ones on the ground. Trump makes these moves and moves the embassy in Israel, and it causes more tensions in Israel. And he's not Palestinian and he's not Israeli, and in my mind, there's no right for this kind of to get involved like that, as opposed to letting the people figure it out. I'm not able to answer who I think has claim to it. I think that it goes so far back, and both have lived there, and it's such a difficult issue. So I know that I didn't give you much of an answer, but I can tell you that really, if you want to learn more about it, read both sides. Whenever you read something, it's very biased one way. And I think that it's important to read both sides of a situation and come up with your own, because you're not reading necessarily the truth on either side. And I think that it's important for me to say I believe that both sides are doing things that are wrong. I think there is, I don't know if it's a matter of opinion at this point, a humanitarian crisis. And I think both sides have made moves and committed crimes and done things that are absolutely horrible to the other side. And I think that both sides have their reasons for it at the time. And it might not be right, but there might not be another move they can make. And again, this is not coming from a pro-Israeli stance. I love that you all are covering this, and please reach out if you have any questions, and I wish you luck.